All right, let's talk a little bit of Florida State, Alabama. What a game, man. What a game if you're a Seminoles fan. Alabama, they're in the bad quarter category, and I'm going to put them in timeout cuz the team that I want to talk about, excuse me, the unit that I want to talk about is the defense. I have studied the defense performance. I have not watched the defensive or offensive performance, excuse me. I can blame that on my daughter. I had to take her to the pediatrician today. But when you watch this Alabama defense, man, I'll just be honest, like, disappointed. This is a team that has so much talent. They're a really talented group, really at every level. And I know they don't have their big man there in Tim Keenan, but you look at every level of their defense, their guys littered that teams all over the country would love to have. Florida State, 20 first downs, 5 of 12 on third down, 2 of 2 on fourth down, 382 yards, 152 yards passing, 230 yards rushing. Alabama, 8 penalties. There's something going on there that I can't really kind of like put my finger on, and I'm cautious about even really kind of leaning into it too much because Mike Norvell was 2-10 last year. Billy Napier was 13-12 to start his career at Florida. In this new era of college football, I think people are so quick to write off coaches or this guy's not a program fit. Heard that about Brian Kelly. Just got his biggest win of his career in year 4. The Alabama Kalen DeBoer thing so far, it just feels intangibly a little bit off. And I'm going to talk strictly about the defensive performance. I thought guys really, really struggled to get off blocks at the line of scrimmage. There's such things as being proactive and reactive. You watch that first drive of that Florida State-Alabama game. Tell me who the more desperate team was. You could watch for 4 quarters. I could tell you the answer. And in 17 years of Nick Saban, that answer 9 times out of 10 was always Alabama. Whether they were coming off a national championship, whether they were coming off of multiple national championships, whether they had lost multiple first-round draft picks, they always had that edge that great competitors find a way to manufacture. This team, from a key and diagnose, and you got to give Gus Malzahn a ton of credit, just spreading these guys out, horizontal running game, Jalen Lucas, Thomas Castellanos, Mekhi Danzy, a lot of eye candy. But it had these guys thinking, not reacting. And I thought the group that really had the most poor play was the second level. And that was disappointing. Deontay Lawson, Justin Jefferson, from a reactionary speed, ability to play sideline to sideline, and then if you have the opportunity to make a tackle, they didn't show up. It went through for every level. First level, second level, third level. And it's like, who's the guy? Where's the Rolando McClain? Where's the CJ Mosley? Where is that dude? Not only just a talented football player, but like the engine that makes it go. That takes pride in the script A. Like there's some type of like psychological thing here where you hear the players talking, we got to do better, and it's we got to do this, and we got to show up every day. It's like a cry for help. You know? It's like being in a household that's strict, and then you have the fun uncle come over and he's got to watch you for the weekend. On Friday, Saturday night, yeah, it's fun. You stay up till past midnight. You watch movies. You eat a bunch of sugar. And by Sunday, you're like, man, I know I'm supposed to be in bed by 8. I know something's a little off. I know if I'm supposed to be ready for the week, I know I got to do these things. Maybe that's a terrible analogy. My point is, and I'm not saying that Kalen DeBoer or his staff aren't doing these things or not trying to implement these things, but it's like the no earrings thing. Oh, we're not doing that this year. But man, once that's kind of seeped in a little bit, it's hard to root out. You kind of are what you are. And this was just not indicative of what people believe the standard of Alabama football to be. And it showed up a couple times last year. These dudes are really talented. Like, I want to make that point. Maybe they're not perfect, but they're as talented as any team in college football. I mean, you got guys all over the field. Xavier Brown, former 5-star. Dejon Lee, former 5-star. Bray Hubbard, turn on the tape, did some really good things last year. Keon Sabb. I talked about the backers. Jefferson, Lawson, Quay Russaw, top 100 player. James Smith, top 100 player. Tim Keenan, LT Overton, former 5-star. Yanze Pierre, former 5-star. Nakai Hill-Green, one of the top 1 or 2 transfer portal linebackers. And whatever that, it is that has defined Alabama football under Nick Saban for 17 years of his reign of tyranny of college football, it's not there right now. I'm not saying that they can't get back there, but it doesn't exist. I mean, Florida State, offensively, physicality, took it to them. And like I said, man, Arch Manning, you got punched in the face. What are you going to do? This is gut check time for Alabama, and it wasn't pretty. All right, guys, just a reminder, you're locked into Coop's Corner. You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/CoopsPetag. That is COOPSPETAG. You can also find us on X, Instagram, TikTok, at Cooper Petagna.